on the philosophy of Tony Blauer, who for many years ago talked about this startle response. Is this the same subject matter? Is this the same thing we're talking about?
It is, but we get different effective startle responses and different ineffective startle responses.
Aha.
For instance, you will see our startle response, officers doing this, like they're blocking a bullet coming at them.
Yeah.
Not very helpful. Okay. But if it was a punch, it might be helpful.
Yeah.
Blauer talks about hands coming up to protect the face.
Yeah.
And we have that. We've got this kind of flinch sort of response that we're getting where the head is down as the trapezius and the rhomboid muscles contract, which then are critical for if we're going to fight or flee. And I tend for the most part to stay away from that with human behavior. But if we're going to fight or flee, we need the rhomboids to contract, to hold the shoulder blades in place so we could grab and have some strength pulling down. Try to do a chin up with your shoulder blades up and you can't do it.
Yeah.
So you need to anchor, and all the shoulder blades are anchored in that startle response where the shoulders go up and the body begins to contract. We also have some elevation in some officers, but we also have lower. And we have different types of startle response. We've got officers doing this while they're drawing a gun, which is not quite Blauer's thing.
So, is what you're saying that there are many variations in the startle response?
There are many variations, and they appear to be connected to the activity the officer is expecting to be involved in. That's an unexplored hypothesis at this point. You know, Blauer's looking at the potential for a physical attack, and if somebody surprises you with a sucker punch and you do this, it has some application of deflection or, you know, kind of stopping the impact of the strike.
Yeah.
But in a gunfight, that response is really distracting from what the officer needs to do. On the other hand, a palm in front of a gun in a gunfight situation may not be as effective as a palm hitting the shoulder on an assailant who's about to strike you.
So many questions pop up. Okay, yeah.
Oh, and and one of the main questions is, can we train this? And the answer is yes, we can train it. Yes, we can condition. I'm absolutely convinced we can condition an automatic motor response, and it comes from my half a century of martial arts training. But in the police world, we'd be much better off teaching people to look and see and understand so they don't get caught in ambush situations where they have a startle response.
Yeah.
You can waste your time getting faster at drawing a gun. And I'm all for training a skill at a high speed. I love high speed performers and accuracy of shooting.
Yeah.
But if you learn how to perceive, anticipate, control, offset, you gain long periods of time.
Yes.
Even anticipate when something's coming because you're reading the impending assault cues and you know what they mean. You know what target glance means. There's so much we can do in the cognitive component of this. So it's not just the motor skills we're looking at. It's other sorts of elements.
Yeah. Two questions pop up. I don't need to answer them directly, but then I have spoke them out. That is the first thing. Maybe you come to it is what triggers the specific startle response. So is that the behavior of the subject? That's one. The second thing is, we always had a saying here that action beats reaction. I think that's true, but maybe you can learn me more about it. But they also say that being in action beats action. Like well, anticipating in
Hmm.